Oh,
because
no.
he gives me the phone and like, Mom, I can see my brother's brain. He grabs the phone back as fast as he can. He's like, no.
It's not what it sounds like.
You want to introduce us?
Surprise! It's two of us again. We really didn't kill anybody. I can swear on that. Welcome to the podcast.
So at least this one there's a very legitimate reason for our podcast missing that is not murder.
Yeah, I
so
don't believe that.
So not after you talked about serial killing last episode. So
you brought it up. I just indulged the conversation, unfortunately.
Yeah, I am technically back in my regular place. Technically, kind of, not really. Half of the house is destroyed, but this part isn't destroyed. So
amazing.
That's good.
But yeah,
I haven't brought shit to this podcast today because
cool.
I'm existing.
It's an improv session again.
Are they all?
Kind of. Yeah, but
they're
more
all
or
kind
less.
of improv.
But
I mean, do you really think that like it was really well thought out that I had the fucking
Cosmopolitan would you rather list? That was it's pretty great. It's pretty great. But yeah, it is our co-host BB's birthday today.
Mm-hmm.
So
we are recording on his birthday.
We are, and Red is gonna sing happy birthday.
wait, no, we should wait. Should we do it? Should we record a happy birthday to BB?
Oh my god!
And then he won't watch the episode.
He won't. That's how we know.
All right, here. I'm terrible at singing, so let's. You got to accompany me because I can't do it.
All right. We're so good at this. All right.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh shit!
Happy birthday, you motherfucker! Why aren't you here? All right. That works. Wait, no, hang on. In honor of BB.
Yep.
How are you doing?
Hey. What's up?
No,
how you guys doing? No.
All right. I don't know. Here, what's an embarrassing story?
More embarrassing stories?
Yeah, why not? You know,
many.
It's the first episode that we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I don't have any off the top. Do you have one? Because you just jumped to embarrassing stories.
Yeah, I did, didn't I? That was dumb. Because then I got to come up with one. Right. Well, okay, I can. It's not embarrassing, but I can talk about last night after stream how. So I streamed a game called Dead Take, which is a horror game. And I'm in this house right now that has a bunch of walls down. I was in the house alone. There's plastic everywhere. So like the AC makes the plastic move and make noises and shit. And there's all these like, this is not going to help with the serial killer stuff. There's all these black trash bags everywhere, just filled with stuff. And I was playing the game. I played it for like 2 or 3 hours, something like that, and it scared the shit out of me. Like it's one of those creepy games. Like I don't get scared by like if the game is like monsters and shit, because I don't believe in monsters and shit. But it's like it seems like, you know, like a legitimate like human being terrible kind of situation. And so I was freaking the fuck out all like as I was like oh shit, like, you know, I was like, you know, like the house is creeping me out, and I'm like, the longer I was here, it was just getting kind of late. I was getting more and more nervous, and then I ended stream, and I was, you know, getting ready to leave, and I'm just freaking out. Like the little like the plastic is just, you know, and like there's like I went and I turned every fucking light in the house on, and then I realized I didn't have any fucking my car keys. So our house is not habitable really beyond this. Like we don't have a bed. We don't have anywhere to sleep. And so we're currently in a hotel. and I'm sitting here. I have my car. I don't have my car keys.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I'm trapped in this house, and I'm like, oh my fucking God, is this how I die? And like, I joke about it, but I was legitimately like freaked out. Like I don't get scared that easily, but I was like, I don't fucking like this. And thankfully my wife was still awake, and she came with, because she had my car keys in her car. And she came, and she was my savior and saved me from
You got rescued.
whatever was gonna murder me last
Surprise,
night.
it was me.
Possibly Gretke, because Gretke's a serial killer.
Oh my gosh. This is a bad like bit. Keep doing and bringing back up. I'm not a murderer. I have 2 cats. What kind of serial psycho would have 2 cats? Come on. They don't have pets. They don't. Right? Please, someone. Also, I don't know how they got into my room. I closed the door, and then I noticed one was here, and I was like, all right, that's fine. He's going to sleep. And the other one is now in here playing with the pickle.
With the pickle. Which I got after our first episode, our duo episode. I just dropped. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Bluebell gives me these things.
Are they pickles? Oh, that's great.
They're called tickle pickles.
Tickle pickles. Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
I think they have a giant one that's like, they're all 3D prints, right? They have a giant one that's like this big. I have a feeling she's going to end up getting me that for my birthday.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
It's fucking TikTok shop stuff. Do you ever get got by the damn TikTok shop?
I have once or twice. Do I have anything in here?
It's a lot more than once or twice for me.
It's just out of curiosity. Like, something looks good. I think I got it's like a desk vacuum, and that I use, so that's not like, I wasn't like a haha got, because I'm like, it's probably more. I paid more than it should have been worth.
Well, it's not even like that it's bad. It's just like in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm immune to this marketing. Nope. I'm not immune to shit. I've spent so much stupid money on like random shit on the TikTok shop that I really shouldn't. Yeah. I'm like, God damn it.
My God. You got God.
I buy like clothes and shit that I never wear, and it's and apparently tickle pickles.
Tickle pickles. You gotta have a tickle pickle. Pickle tickle. Tickle pickle. Pickle tickle. It's fun to say.
It doesn't. Oh, it just looks creepy now. It just looks terrifying. Here, let's make it not as terrifying. There it is.
It's still terrifying. Why does it have teeth? Why does it have teeth?
Wait, your pickles don't have teeth? Aren't they supposed to have teeth?
Not if they're not out to get you, I guess.
Here, speak of, so this is another thing that TikTok shop.
What is that?
It's for your phone.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Right.
I've used it like twice.
Intervention time.
It's pretty fucking bad.
Shop is not. No, it's not. It's not.
So it gets even worse. Or I don't know if this is worse or not, but so when I go to like a convention or something, I always buy like books from other authors, just like to support other authors. My TikTok feed now has other authors. I'm just buying books. They're just going on a bookshelf. I'm never gonna read them.
No plans to read them.
No. And like comic books and graphic novels, but I'm like, I want to support your dream. Here's $4.99. And then it's like, and also $7.99 shipping. Cool, whatever.
When the shipping is more expensive than the item.
Yeah. Well, and so like now I'm like, awesome. Okay, next part of the plan, I need to get a little book library in our neighborhood so I can take these books and go put them in there, because I don't have any room for them.
Those little side street boxes with books.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
Which apparently they're really difficult to do.
Really?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you have to get like approval and all this shit, and yeah.
I've never actually seen someone actively use one. Like I see them on the street sometimes, but I've never like seen someone using it.
I've
It's just like always has little tiny books in it.
I've put my book in them. Like here you go, and then I realized like they're mostly for kids.
You got a kid
And I'm like, this is probably a bad idea. But I mean, if the kid brings home a book that has a gun on it, you know, that's kind of on the kid.
Yeah. Have you ever checked back to see if they take him?
No.
No.
They're like they occasionally like they empty. And the thing is like some people just take them and throw shit away, like because people are assholes. So because they don't like them being there.
Well, to follow up with your story,
Mm-hmm.
this is not embarrassing. It's like I'm a sucker
in
this situation, and it's the situation I put myself in for today. So I have a family member flying back in tonight. And they were telling me like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna Uber from the airport. And I'm like, don't Uber from there. I'll come pick you up. Like, what the hell? Like, family, right?
Yeah.
Like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. What time? What time's your flight? Like, it gets in at 10 p.m. I was like, sure, yeah, I'll do it. The local airport is 10 minutes away.
Okay.
Further out from that, the next closest airport is the Philly airport. That's 40 minutes away. So even then, I'm like, worst case scenario, 40 minutes, I'll do it. This bitch is flying into JFK, New York airport. I have to drive through 3 different states. It's normally a 2.5 hour drive ish, but it's a Sunday night. You know, I'm going to hit traffic. It's going to be a 3 hour, maybe longer one way to get there and then drive back. So I'm not going to be home till like 2:30 in the morning. I volunteered. I wasn't going to be like, you know what? I take it back.
I was going to say, like, I think there's a point when you can take it back. Like,
I rolled with it. I was like, yeah, that's fine. Are you sure? Okay. I was like, just send me the flight info details.
Like, holy shit, that would be an expensive ass Uber.
JFK.
Why aren't they taking another flight? Like,
it's to be fair, it's because they're flying back with a grandmother who is like 97.
Oh, okay.
So that they don't want to overdo it. So I'm gonna pick him up and drive him back.
I've never had a family member get to 90.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, actually, she's not 90. She's 93. I've had my grandmother.
Yeah.
My direct one. She was 98 when she passed.
Jeez.
She was born in 1919.
I think. Wait, 1919. I think that's what. No, I think my grandfather was older because I was born to old parents.
Same.
I think my grandfather I think passed around like 80. He was like 85 or 86. Mm-hmm. My grandmother was like 87. And they were both born in the 19 teens. I know that much because they were in World War II. Like yeah, they were of age.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and my dad was born in 1938, and he passed away like 82, I think, something like that. But yeah, like no, reaching that plateau of 90 has not happened. So I'm like, I'm thinking about like where mine's gonna end. Like, oh, it's the 80s.
I've had half my, excuse me, on my dad's side, rather. My grandmother's, she's the one that made it to 98. My grandfather didn't. He passed before I was born, like 6 months before I was born. So I never met him. But I don't even know how old he was, but I can't imagine that he was super old. But to be fair, my dad was 40 when he had me.
Okay, yeah.
So
my dad was 49.
I thought my parents were old.
It was wild when I met. So I've been with my wife now for 19 years since we first started dating, and it was wild when we first met because
She thought
like
you were your
her
grandfather.
well no her parents and my parents didn't really like they didn't like get along very well, like they didn't know each other, and then my dad and her grandfather were like, yeah, because they're like 2 years apart.
That's wild. Oh my
It
gosh.
was crazy. Like they like, and I like my dad would be like, hey, so how's he doing? How's like talking about my wife's grandfather didn't give a shit about her parents.
That's that's such an interesting situation to find yourself in.
Yeah, it was weird. Like it was. I mean, then I've always kind of like I think I always kind of known I had older parents,
Yeah.
but it was like, damn, like that was really real, right? Like,
Hmm.
oh shit, they're 20 years older than my wife's parents. That's
Yeah.
yep.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I had like my dad. I thought I had an older dad than most kids because
Yeah.
like as a kid, you're trying to be active and like your dad's supposed to be the one that's like playing, sports with you and teaching you how to like throw a ball or kick a ball. In my case,
Yeah.
nope.
Yeah.
By the time I was like 10 years old, he was 50, so he was like not as active.
Shit, when I was 10, my dad was
Yeah,
59.
there you go.
He wasn't he was I remember he definitely wasn't active. But and like I still remember like my dad having like I distinctly remember like the thing that was like a like the foam thing around your neck because he like had broken something.
Yeah.
And I remember being terrified as a kid because I was like, I thought in my head that foam thing was keeping his head on. like like if it took it off, like it would like collapse.
Or just like
I don't know.
limp to the side.
Like yeah, I don't know. I was a small
kid.
child.
You didn't know any better.
Yeah, and I was like, oh god,
Oh,
like if he takes it off, he's going to
crazy.
die. Like his head is going to like sink into his body. Oh my god.
That's yep.
Yeah. Man, like just weird shit. And like my dad also had like my dad and my mom had like when they first met they got in like crazy like car accidents and stuff. And so like my dad had like broke his collarbone in that. And so he had like a little boop like thing like that, like his collarbone had like fused in a weird way. And so I just thought that was normal and I thought it was weird that mine didn't.
Why don't I have that pointy bit on my
yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. I don't think I ever saw my dad get like seriously injured.
Yeah.
Just one time, it was the only exception, and I wasn't even there for it. Was my dad took my brother go-karting, and I wasn't invited for whatever reason, so I was like bitter about it. I was like,
of course, for sure.
Why don't I get a go-karting? And then I find out later that day that my dad was in the hospital, and I was like, oh, what happened? And apparently my brother, at one point, my dad walked in front of his go-kart and my brother was stretching and hit the acceleration and just rammed his like shin. My response was, next time take me, I won't do that.
That's
I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't hit you with a go-kart.
Run your leg over with the go-kart. So
god, okay, that reminds me of a story. So when we were young, we had a little tiny zip line in our backyard. Mm-hmm. And so when I say a little tiny, I'm maybe like 2 feet off of the ground and maybe like, I don't know, 8-10 feet, like a very small zip line, right?
Yeah.
And my dad, my brother, and I, my mom was at home visiting her family, so her mom in England, and and my brother's going on the zip line and we're all there, and then he just falls off. Oh, like he and he hits hard and like rolls. And my dad, all I remember is like we go to a hospital. I think it was my dad's hospital because my dad was a doctor. And then we're going back, like my brother's going through the like an MRI or X-ray or something. I don't remember exactly what. and like, so I'm looking on the other side. So my dad and I are on this side, and I'm watching my brother's like skeleton go across, and my dad calls my mom to let her know like what's going on, like, hey, like this happened.
Yeah.
And then like I think I'm like 10, maybe 8, I don't know. And my dad makes maybe one of the dumbest decisions he's ever made. Because he gives me the phone. Brain. He grabs the phone back as fast as he can. He's like, no.
Sounds like. It's not what it sounds like. It's an X-ray or MRI.
Because in my head, I'm looking at my brother, like I can see his brain.
Stupid Redbeard. Oh my god! Don't give the phone to a kid in the hospital.
No, it's a terrible idea. And it didn't help that like my dad was known for like taking risks, right? Like doing stupid shit with us. And my mom was very, very like, like baby proof the house, that all that kind of, very like, keep everything safe kind of thing. And like, nope, she's not there. And now I can see my brother's brain.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What
it is what it is.
So with your siblings, you guys ever, I'm sure you did, but do you have any examples of stupid things that you used to do as kids or even like older?
Like so many. Like, okay. There's a lot of stories of my brother fucking me over in different ways. And because I'm the younger sibling.
Same.
By 2 years.
Same.
And nice. And so we had just moved into a new house, and there was one in construction beside us. And so like there's these big sand pits. And I remember like, we're going over there and playing and playing in the sand and like, like playing with toys and shit in the sand because it's fun. It's awesome, right? And then my brother suggests there's a cat.
I thought she was gonna fall. Sorry. I was hoping she would fall.
No, that's not good.
All right, sorry. Construction.
Yeah, and so my brother, like, it's not a busy road that we're next to, but there's at least cars, right?
Yeah.
And my brother says, like, tells me that I should go take this sand and throw it at the cars. He's my big brother, so of course I listen to him.
Of course.
And so I get this clump of sand, and we go walk up over near the street, wait for a car. I think we throw it like 2 or 3 cars, and our weak little child arms can't do shit, so it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And then one of them, I reel back with this big clump of sand. I just chuck it, smashes into the car's front windshield, like just all across it. The car screeches to a halt. I'm sitting like, and then someone someone gets out of the car. This big, huge dude. I mean, in my memory, he's a big, huge dude. For all I know, he's like 5'6". But like, yeah, but like and like my huge, and he's furious. He's so mad, like he's screaming. And then I turn to my brother, and he's fucking gone. He's gone. He's run away. He has left me there.
You're on your own.
Yeah, he's completely run away. And then so like I start running, and I run like, and this guy like chases after me, and like we run into our backyard, and I remember my dad is sitting out in the backyard in a chair, and he's smoking a cigar. So I remember it very, very keenly. Apparently my brother had already run inside. He's just fucking gone. And then I run and I hide behind my dad's chair.
Protect me from this breach.
Yeah, and then this guy comes around, and he's so mad, and he's like yelling at my dad, and like my dad's like, yeah, I understand, like basically, yeah, because like, this guy is mad. Wild. He's like, I have kids in the car, like he's in the right, like he's 100% in the right. It's like you could have injured my kids, that kind of stuff, and yeah, and my dad's just like trying to calm him down. I'm like, yeah, like he'll be punished, that kind of. We'll have a talking to, kind of thing. But I'm just like, the whole time, like I'm just like, he left me. It was his idea. He told me to do it, and then he left me.
Typical.
I still give him
Okay,
shit for that to this day.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Did my brother ever do nothing? Like he never messed with me like that. Like saying
Mhm.
like, "Do this, do it." You know the
Do it.
Kermit meme.
Do
Do it.
it.
I mean, but he made me do stupid shit for my own. Like that would hurt me. Like,
Oh, okay.
did I say this story already about my brother convinced me that he had his own Dexter's lab in his bedroom?
No.
Okay, so he convinced me that I must have been like 6 or something. So he's like, "Yeah, I have my own lab. Of course, I have my own lab. You don't have your own lab, nerd, loser, not nerd, I guess." And I was like,
Opposite of
"No."
nerd.
I was like, "Yeah, I have my lab. Yeah, in my room." And he's like, "Not as cool as my lab. I have a secret door, secret entrance." And he's like, "And I have a key." And he like had a nail in his hand.
Oh
I
no.
have a key, and this is the key. And then he like left it, and he's like, "And the secret lock is on that wall over there." And my dumbass is like, I'm like, whatever. And then he leaves, and I grab the nail. And I'm
Yeah.
like, where do I put this? The only thing on that wall is an outlet.
No, 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 no. Okay, wait. This is so much worse. This is so much worse.
My 6-year-old self was like, ha, I know where this goes.
Oh my god. Wait.
Into the outlet. Because this was in Europe. So the outlet, like, it was the 2 holes.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, it's one of these 2. 50-50.
Aren't the outlets in Europe more voltage?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I just remember I'll put the nail in, like, really like sure of myself, like all the way through, and I get
Oh
a
my
jolt
god.
through my body, and I fly off, and
Holy
I'm like
fuck.
on the floor. Half my body is numb. Immediately, my brother, he like snickers, and he just goes like, "Mom!" and he runs up to get my mom, and me laying on the floor. I'm like, I wasn't supposed to do that, and then I'm embarrassed, but I can't feel half my body, so I with my arm that's still working, I start dragging myself across the hallway into my bedroom. I'm like, they're not gonna find me.
Holy shit. Man,
Yeah.
like that's so much worse.
Not like the next day when I woke up and I was walking around, every single outlet had a cover on it.
Yeah, I could see why. God damn, man.
So yeah, that's the shit he would do to me as a kid.
Did y'all ever get in like any kind of like physical fights ever?
All the time.
Okay, so if you got in trouble, would either one of you like oversell? Like if you hurt one person, would either the other one oversell? I'm hurt too, to like
Oh
try
yeah.
and like yeah.
But I was the young one, so I would get away with it.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Like he would want to beat me up more because I'd be like, hey, "Mom, it hurts." Whoops. Blurt that out.
Yeah, we'll cut that. I was struggling earlier in the podcast. I was like, my brother.
Yeah.
Let's not give his name. Yeah.
My brother hurt me.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's
All
just
the
like,
time.
yeah, I mean it's almost embarrassing, but I struggled to fight back. Because like for some stupid fucking reason, I didn't want to hurt my brother, like even as he's being an absolute asshole. And he's like, funny thing is, like now as he's older, he's apologized to me for being such a dick. But like I remember distinctly this one time where like we were standing and he was like, like punching me, and then I started crying. And then I was like, I remember like yelling, I'm not crying because it hurts. I'm crying because I want to fucking punch you in the face, but I can't.
See, I went through that too.
Yeah.
Where I was like, I can't fight back because he used to like pin my arms down so I physically couldn't do anything because he was bigger than me and like
Yeah.
hurt me, and I was like visibly like stressed and like freaked out, like
Jesus.
crying, like I want to punch you so bad.
Yeah.
That album, I started taking kickboxing classes. And this was like at that point I was like 12,
Yeah.
13, and I was taking them actively for a few years, and I was getting physically bigger because I was hitting puberty at one point.
Yeah.
And my brother was like, I'll take a class. What the hell? And he wanted to take a class that I was taking. And the first day he saw the shit that I was doing to this punching bag, he was like, "This is not for me." He left, and then he left me alone, and he never tried to fight me again. He was like,
That's
I
fair.
don't want to get kicked like that."
Yeah, that's fair.
And then I grew bigger than him.
Yeah,
And he
so the
really didn't
same
want to
thing
mess with
happened to
me.
me. Like, I remember him messing with me, and his friends would mess with me too. Like, so it wasn't just him. Like, it was him and his friends. They'd all like fuck with me.
Mhm.
And then like there was a point where again, like I got bigger than them. And
Yeah.
and then I distinctly remember at that point it shifted. They stopped fucking with me and they started fucking with my friend because my
Oh.
friend was shorter.
Mhm.
And and they would, God, there's one stupid asshole that was a friend of my brother's, and like he became a Marine. Put it this way. But what he would do is he would come over and he would do, I'm gonna do combos.
Oh
And
no.
combos would just like boom, boom. Like he like punch you and kick you.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you like? What do you think about those combos? I'm like, the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, he's like in high school and we're in middle school. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's because that's what they teach you for the most part. It's like jab, cross, like kick,
Yeah.
combo. So proud of that.
And I'm like, okay, just go
Yeah.
away.
Oh my god. I was always okay. So in school, I was always the quiet kid. Like I never
Okay,
wanted
yeah.
to, stand out much. And there was this one kid, and he was a grade above me, and he was new to the school. I remember when he joined, and immediately he wanted to be. I guess from his old school, came from the UK. He was like, there's always like the big dog or whatever, and
Yeah,
he
yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
establish himself. So he started like immediately bullying the kids in the grade under him, which was my grade. But he never bullied me like immediately. But I remember one time he was picking on a friend of mine, and the friend of mine had just recently like broken his leg, so he was
Mm-hmm.
in crutches, and it was on the playground, and he just walks up to him and he's like crutching like to get to a bench. He just like kicks the crutch out of his hand and then just like shoves him down. And he's like, yeah, he starts laughing. I'm like, you can't do anything. What are you gonna do? Like chase me up? And I was next to my friend when he did that. And then he looked at me. He's like, what are you gonna do about it? I was like, oh, I'm gonna do something about it. And I roundhoused him in the chest. And I just remember him like getting thrown back and like he's down and he's heaving on the ground because like it cut off circulation.
Holy shit.
And then I just remember the playground attendant, like the assistant who was there, one of the teachers monitoring, walks up to me. He's like, "What did you do?" He's like, and then she was like trying to find the words, and I was like, "I know, I'm gonna go to the principal. Fuck it. I know the routine. I've seen it happen to other kids, so I just like turned around and I went to the principal's office, and he sees me there, and he's known me since like kindergarten. He's like, I don't even have words for you right now. What was that? And I was like, he was bullying. And he's like, sits there for like a minute. He's like, I'm gonna yell at you now. So I want you to leave this room like like just be upset. I'm yelling at you, but I'm not yelling at you what you did. I'm yelling at you to make a point to the other students. So because I know you wouldn't do this unprovoked. This guy know you. And I was like, well, he's like, and I know this kid's name.
Yeah,
Which I won't out him. He's like, yeah,
yeah.
he's an asshole. Principal of the school acknowledges that this kid was an asshole, and then he just starts yelling at me, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go now. The only time I acted out. Yeah, kick the crutches under the kid that just broke his leg. Like
it sounds like your childhood was like almost like My Girl, like, you know, where like he needs his glasses, you know, that thing. Have you seen that movie?
No.
Okay. Well, basically, like Macaulay Culkin dies as a kid because he falls down, and it's a sad movie.
Is that the one where the kid gets like stung by a bee?
Yeah, so he's climbing up and the bees are over there, and then he like falls back and he dies, and then his friend is like, but he needs his glasses when he's in the thing, because like the fucking like the socket, right? Like the socket, like that's like you were right there, and then like the next part of your childhood is like you're like one step away from like being on a CSI episode because like, oh shit, this kid accidentally killed this other kid. And like you're getting investigated because you hit them in the wrong spot. Hard. Like, holy shit, dude.
He was fine. He never made eye contact with me after that. That was the funniest
I wouldn't either.
But I was the quiet kid. No one gave a shit. People just kind of like don't mess with it. I had like 3 years left.
Wow.
So I was out of there. But it was just I thinking back, I laughed at the teachers' reactions. They're like,
yeah,
you? Yeah,
man. Okay,
that was with my friends.
That was one of the crazy things. I've had 2 jobs now. Mm-hmm. One of them I was just in training for, and I didn't end up doing it. But I've had 2 jobs that were like just this insane shit. And like you're talking about the teachers, because one of them was a teaching job where I'm like, okay, so you have to be aware of all this shit happening. Mm-hmm. And like the teaching one was like, okay, so this person is having a fight with this person, and this person is depressed, and this person may be suicidal, and this person, like, what? Like I'm a teacher. There's 37 kids that I'm supposed to be watching. What are you talking about? And like, so you're supposed to be aware of all these things that are going on and like report things, and you're like your designated reporter and all this stuff. But then like, that's, at least I was an adult. When I was a kid, one of my not the first job, but one of my first jobs I got, which I only went for 1 day or 2 days, and then I just left. I was like 16. So it was like at a health club, and I worked in the men's locker room. And so basically what I did was I basically had to go like, you know, pick up towels and, you know, basically just like clean shit up, right? Which at that point I realized, like, and it's like, it was like a rich person's health club, like probably like, yeah. Bunch of old rich white dudes, and like, yeah. And they're all assholes. And like, I still remember like, there's a separate story here, but one of them was like, I was cleaning the sinks, and you covered up the sinks as you're cleaning them. And I still remember like I was cleaning one, and a guy came over and spit in the sink that I was cleaning while I was cleaning it, and then left. And I was like, there was like 3 other sinks. He chose that sink. Like, are you kidding? I still remember I had this little tiny room. So like you have the whole locker room, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have this little tiny room, and that's where you are. Like, it's the workers' room. It's just like a box. But this is my first day. I'm 16 years old, and my would-be boss comes up to me and says, "Okay, so and so, he's like 89, and he likes to go from the sauna to the steam bath, or like hot to hot to hot."
Yeah,
and he's like, "So we need you to watch him because he might die." I'm 16, and this is the first day.
He might die.
He might die. That is 100% the words that they use with a 16-year-old on the first day. I'm supposed to watch this old, wrinkly, naked dude and make sure he doesn't die? And I'm getting paid minimum wage? What the fuck? There's a reason why I left that job immediately.
Absolutely.
I think I did 2 days, and I was like, this is awful. Like,
you are now a nursing home assistant for the next 25 minutes.
Yeah, it was like he was like, he likes to go from the hot tub to the sauna, and that's too much heat for him at his age, is what they were saying. Like, what the fuck? I'm here to just like pick up the towels and wipe down chairs. Oh my god, there's so much. So many naked people.
Yeah.
Ugh. So gross.
Weird first job.
Yeah. I think, and then from there I went and worked at like a Greek food restaurant, and then like did like a couple of different random jobs here and there. I worked at a GameStop for a week, and then my boss got fired, and the new boss came in and they were terrible. And so I'm like, fuck you, I'm out. So, because like they made it clear, like they're like, I didn't hire you. I'm like, okay, bye.
All right.
Yeah. Because I was a new hire, I was still in training, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, okay,
That's wild.
yeah.
You have weird luck. My first job was bartending.
Okay.
Because you're allowed to serve
like,
under 21. So
yeah.
Cool. Took a course and bartended. That was fun.
That's a crazy first job. I mean, making sure old people don't die is also a crazy first job.
Dude, that's a crazy first job. This one was like at a it was a bar called Tom's Foolery, which doesn't exist anymore, or maybe it does in another fashion, but like that place shut down. And like it was like a board game concept like bar, so you you play games. You had like Wii set up and stuff like that, and it's a bar, so you order alcohol.
So it's not quite as like it's not a dive bar.
No. But you got a lot of people come in, and I have the weirdest story. And this place was like a hole in the wall. It wasn't like super nice. Like it was a fun place because I had like people that would come and they would play like Catan for 4 hours.
Okay, yeah.
You had some people like that. And the weirdest thing that happened was some guy comes up to me at one point, and I'm like serving a couple people and cleaning the counters and stuff like that. And he's like, "Hey, can you like cut the music?" I was like, "No." And he was just making intense eye contact. Yeah. So I was eye contact back. He's like, "Can you cut the music?" I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Can you cut the music?" And then at one point he like looks down, and that's where I'm like, I break eye contact, I'm look down, and he has like an engagement ring. I was like, oh yeah. In my head, I'm like, that's the last thing I expected. In this shitty hole in the wall, like the last thing I expected. I'm like, all right, lower the music down to like a 2.
Yeah.
And he's like, thanks. He turns around and really awkwardly proposes. And I'm just sitting there like, the fuck am I supposed to do here? This is weird. Why here?
Yeah.
And this was in DC, so there were some really nice scenic places not 5 minutes away. You just walk down the road, you're by the river. I don't think it was cherry blossom season, but even there is a nice place.
Yeah.
Like, while the table next to you is playing a game of Catan and shouting at one another for give me brick for wood, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna propose. This is right here. This is
the memory.
This is the memory I want.
See, I can't even fault them that much, because my proposal to my wife was kind of fucked. She liked it, but to put in perspective, so I met my would-be wife at 19. I proposed, I think, at 20. So 20 or 21. I'm not entirely sure which one of those two. And we're in an apartment complex. It's a pretty nice apartment complex. And they had this little area that, like, it was nice enough that, like, we took my wife's senior photos for college there. Like, I took them for her there. Like, there were places that looked nice. And there's one place that had a little fountain. And so we went and walked over to this little fountain. And like at this point, my wife already knew, because I had the little ring catalog, and I had circled a fucking ring, and I put it in a closet that she never goes into. She went in that damn closet, found the catalog, and she came up to me like, so like it was like a foregone conclusion kind of thing, and we already gone, and we got the ring size and everything like that, so she knew. But the ring place was like, okay, I'm going to tell her it's 2.5 weeks out. It's actually coming in 5 days, kind of thing. Like, it's like she doesn't know the
Right.
timing, so she's expecting it later.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but it was literally just like, let's go for a walk around our current apartment complex.
Oh, but at least it was like a. But I'm hoping it was like a private moment.
Oh yeah. It was. I mean, it was like 11 o'clock at night. Like there was no one around, and it was at this little fountain and everything like that. So I mean, it was nice. It wasn't like, and I think like, and also like neither of us were like big public gesture people either. So it worked out. But still, like in my head, I'm like, it's an apartment complex.
Yeah, but it's like pretty scenery around there.
Yeah,
Like that's I'd say that's acceptable in comparison to
20
the shitty ass bar.
Yeah,
a bunch of people around.
Yeah,
and it was. I remember because it was the guy, his fiance then, or I guess now wife, hopefully, and then one other person on their table.
Yeah.
So there was like a third wheel for this
proposal. Oh no, that's awful. Can you imagine being that person?
But like,
what if they had said no?
That's why they were there. It was just like, please back up. Like, I might have to run out of embarrassment.
Yeah.
So help.
Jeez.
I just remember like right next to the Catan game going on, and then there was someone like trying to win like $1 Smirnoff Ice through like a little Plinko game.
Oh my god!
I was like, what is going on? And then I was just like awkwardly like, congratulations. Can I for a drink on the house or something? What the fuck?
Oh, that's crazy. I never had anything crazy like that at any of my jobs that I worked at. I think the closest is completely opposite. Where I worked for a Parks and Recreation, and I had someone come in and yell at me about taxes. I was like, the fuck? Like I'm working like, and I was working the desk at the Parks and Recreation thing, where basically like I'm taking reservations for softball fields. And this person comes in and just starts yelling at me about how high their taxes are. I'm like, I don't decide that. It's like, sorry.
Yeah. Weirdos. I'm sure. I had, because it was like in college, we had a lot of college kids, and at the time I had a girlfriend, and she would actively keep me company during like quiet shifts and like study on the end of the bar, and I would just bartend. And it was happening both ways, where guys would come and like hit on her, and then girls would come and hit on me, and it was just like, that's my boyfriend. Like, but thank you for buying an obnoxious amount of drinks for me. I'm not giving you any of these for free.
Yeah,
paying for all of them. Oh my gosh, it happened a lot of times where guys would come and try to hit on her, and I was just like cracking up because we were playing like Connect 4 together actively, like, but like I was like doing my job, so I was like serving people, so like there could be like 5 minutes before I take my turn. But it was funny because like I remember one time a guy was like trying to chat up with her, and then I just walked up. I didn't say anything. I just took my turn, and I was like, Connect 4, I win.
So my wife still gets like hit on, but they're just like in some of like the most random places. Like she's been hit on at while pumping gas, and she's been hit on at a Chipotle. And like it's just random. I mean, like the less random. Like she had a former coworker who did, but it's just like I'm like it's like the how she gets approached sometimes is just wild. Like I don't want to talk to anyone at a gas station.
How do you hit on someone at a Chipotle? Like, hey, can I get you some guac?
I'll pay for your guac.
I'll pay for your extra guac. They charge $2.
It's like the new. It's the millennial version of buying
Yeah.
drinks.
Can I buy you some guac? How
I
about
don't know.
some
Some of the
cheese?
Chipotle's now have alcohol licenses. So
Really?
yeah,
That's okay.
yeah. I worked at a Chipotle too. That was a interesting job.
Hmm.
It's in a weird way. It's intense.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
it's
yeah,
nothing, and then it's super intense because you get watched by corporate during the rush hours,
yeah,
and so like it's just like a line of people going and going and going. Yeah, but
yeah. They can get line work can get intense. I'm sure.
yeah, man, I had so many just random jobs for the longest time. I guess like most people do for college.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I worked at an architecture firm at one point.
Oh shit.
That was interesting because like I was like an errand boy because it was a
Yeah.
summer job.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they'd be like, I need this material, and there's a store like, and this was in New York
Oh,
City,
okay. Yeah.
so I was
Yeah.
like running to collect material, going back. I organized it because it was a really old architecture firm, and I was there for 3 months during the summer, like interning, I guess. Paid intern. Like, it was unpaid, but the guy paid me at the end, and he was generous. Which I guess,
That's
thinking
good.
back, I was like, yeah, I deserved that because they had all their filing and stuff was all physical paperwork, and they had cabinets everywhere. And I was like, I need something to kill the time, so I'm gonna digitize all of it.
Oh shit.
And it was like
Okay.
a
Yeah.
wall full, and they didn't expect
Yeah.
me to do anything there.
Yeah.
It was like a
Yeah. Yeah.
favor of someone who was like, yeah, he just needs something on his resume. Use him however you see fit. Like, don't use him. That's fine. I was like, I'm not going to just sit around. I'm going to get really bored if I do, and time's
Yeah.
not going to fly being there like 8 hours a day. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I digitized their whole selection of stuff and filed everything. And at the end, he's like, "Did you?" The boss was like, Did you do anything?" He's like, "I know the guy's like sent you on errands, but he's like, past that, like, like tell me about your time here out of curiosity, just like." I was like, oh yeah. I was like, this is what I did. I was like, all those files there, like,
Hmm.
I don't know if you want the physical stuff, but you have everything on your computer now. And like, it's like a shared network. So everyone had access to it, and everything was like organized on project files, dates, like this, everything.
God
And
damn.
he was like, holy shit. I was like, I didn't know what else to do. I was like, I don't even know if you want to digitize. He's like, yeah, we've been trying to do this for like the last year, but like no one wants to do it. I was like, well,
It's
I did
amazing.
it. So you don't
Yeah.
like, if you want to get rid of like that whole wall of stuff, I don't use more space. I don't know, like replace it with newer projects. He was like, yeah, we can finally get rid of everything. He's like, and that's everything. I was like, yep. Even some nonsense scribbles that were in some of those, like I scanned it.
Oh well. Yeah.
It was like literally a post-it note I remember, and it was just like measurements question mark. I was like, okay, scanning it too. So there's an awkward scan pit. It's like post-it note with like my
Yeah.
fingers around it.
Jeez.
Everything. So he ended up. It was technically an unpaid internship, but
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
gave me like a check. He was like, that's for you.
That's good.
Like that's the
I
most
don't.
money I've ever gotten.
I don't think I ever had any. I never did any unpaid work. Um, but oh, wait, that's not true. So it's funny because there was one like there was a because my wife got me pulled into before I worked at Parks and Rec. She worked at Parks and Rec,
Mhm.
and they did this thing where it was a haunted house that they would do every year. So they would convert basically the swimming pool area. So like the locker rooms and everything and the bathrooms, they would convert it into a haunted house by using like probably way too much money's worth of like black tarps and stuff like that to like hang from stuff. And it would take like they eventually canceled it
Oh my
because it
gosh.
was extremely expensive. But like they would use like like hundreds of hours, like work hours too. And but I came in as a volunteer to scare
Oh.
when they were doing because my wife knew that I loved Halloween and she was doing it anyway, and so I was like one of my first things, and like I still have a picture of me and I'm like, I've got like skeleton hands on and like a goblin mask, and I'm wearing a hoodie. That was my scary costume. But like flash forward like a couple of years, and I'm working there, so I'm like not only helping as being like one of the scare people, but I'm also helping my boss who also loved Halloween, and we're designing this thing to make it as fucking terrifying as possible. And I still remember because it's right next to the pool, right? And I was like a jester, and there's this metal gate that looked kind of like a prison cell, and so I'm in this metal gate behind it as this little jester, or clown or creepy thing. And I'm sitting there and I'm like banging it, like, because it opens and closes and it makes this big, loud banging noise. And so the whole idea is I'm banging it and they're supposed to come look at me. And like I'm making noises and like yelling at them and shit like that. And then as they come and look at me, like they're first before that, we had made a Jack in the Box and we put someone in it.
Oh, no.
And so like they did that, and like he jumps out and like it scares him or whatever, and then I start doing the banging the gate thing, and they come towards me. While they're coming towards me, the guy that was in the Jack in the Box gets out and comes up behind them. And so I'm banging it, and then he just like jumps up and like scares them. And I will always remember this girl screamed so loud, and she ran. And we had these things, it's like do not cross, like police line, do not cross, because there's a fucking pool. And so she ran past it into the area that's not haunted house, like it's just a pool, and she just runs. And then like we have to like we're getting on the walkie-talkie, like oh shit, she ran. Like like and like they stop the haunted house, and like they bring out people, and like they're like looking for her because she's gone. And we're like, what? And then I still remember like being really fucking proud because like like there so maybe it was, like there was some danger there, but hey, like we scared her so much.
Yeah, I have a rule that I'm never going into a haunted house again.
Okay, why?
Because I punched someone, and it was just completely on impulse.
People get. I don't think I ever got punched, but I did get shoved. You're not supposed to touch anyone. Yeah, I did get shoved.
And I just remember my fight or flight is more fight than flight.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even a punch. It was more like he jumped and his face was way too close, and I did one of like a. I just like hit him in the nose.
So,
but he got like to be fair, like he got really close.
Yeah. There's a theme of you hitting people in this episode.
Self-defense.
You're not wrong.
Okay, the one was not. It was friend defense.
Yeah. Man,
I don't. It's not a fear in a haunted house. It's like a reaction.
Yeah. 100%.
Reflex, and it wasn't like I wouldn't go out of my way and be like, But he was like in my face.
Yeah, and we were kind of told like give space. Like we were told what we can do, what we can't do, and like it was a very strict like no touching rule at all for us too. Mm-hmm. And I still remember like one of the creepiest rooms like most of what the haunted house was done in a way so like people were walking on a path and we were on the outside of that path in some way, right?
Yeah. There's usually like rooms and stuff that you're kind of
and because it's also kind of like tight, but like we had like some of the scariest shit I've ever seen in a haunted house. Like we had, because like in some ways because we had to get inventive, right? Because we don't have actual actors, we don't have makeup, none of us had makeup or anything like that, it was just masked and shit. But we had one guy who was like 6'5", I think, like unlanky. And so we're Parks and Rec, so we have chainsaws, and so we got an actual real chainsaw and we took the blade off. But then and then he got a Jason mask and like a jumpsuit, and then like he would rev the chainsaw and chase people after, and it was just like, and you smell it because it's a real fucking chainsaw. So like versus like a fake one, like and like
Mhm.
the thing is, we stained the pool area because there's like all this oil everywhere.
Mhm.
But then like the one that like everyone remembers as being the creepiest was the last year I was there, and it was this room, and it was called the doll room. And
Oh no.
so my boss had this idea of getting fishing line and tying all these baby dolls to the ceiling. And so what we had to do is I was in that room, and there's like strobe lights going off and everything like that. And the room is all blacked out, but all the lights are pointing up to the dolls. And so I had to go like between people and like move them. So like they were like when the people came in there, they're swaying back and forth, just swaying, and there's just like dolls everywhere, and like and people like
Yeah.
donated their dolls, and there was probably like 70 dolls in that room.
Oh my
Some of them like,
gosh.
and some of them were like just their leg was hanging up in the air and like a head over here. It was fucking terrible. And like, you go from like that into like a werewolf room, but the werewolf doesn't matter compared to the fucking doll room.
Yeah, the doll's
Yeah.
creepy as shit. I think the creepiest thing I saw in a haunted house was a room, and it was like a surgery room, and I feel like that's a common trope. But like,
Yeah.
there was
Yeah.
a lady on the surgery table, and she's in torn rags, and there's like fake blood everywhere,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like guts and stuff. And she's just like screaming and screaming and looking down, and then
Yeah.
out of her stomach, you just see like another face, like someone under there, like in a box, I guess, just like trying to like pretend like he's trying to get out. But
Yeah.
it's just his face is covered in blood, and he's like in her stomach, basically. And I was like, that is disgusting.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
like it was like gross. It wasn't scary. It was just disgusting to see, because it was like I was young, so it looked a lot more realistic than it probably was.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I was just like, that is
I mean,
disgusting.
I don't go. Like the funny thing is, I worked those haunted houses. I won't
Mhm.
go to them because I get too scared. Like I get freaked
Yeah.
out too easily, and I get grossed out too easily. I can't handle that. But like I remember going to some when I was younger, and like seeing like there was like a scientist one that was kind of similar to that, which is like they had like their guts hanging out, and I was like, no, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with this shit. And last thing, and then we can end. But when I was little, my mom likes to tell the story of how when I was little, she would go ahead of me and be like, "Don't scare him. He scares too easily."
I don't want to clean any more shit out of his pants. God.
So she would like tell the people like, "Don't scare him. It's okay." She just go ahead of me in this thing. Oh my god. Oh.
But then you have like teenagers, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna fucking scare this kid. We're gonna."
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
He's gonna pee himself.
Yeah, basically.
We're gonna do it.
I could have been on the other side. You don't give a shit about the other person.
Oh, don't worry. We won't be too bad.
Yeah.
Up it.
Yeah.
Twice as scary.
Oh
Do
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Because there's, it's like you win.
Yeah.
If you scare, like I just told the story about making that poor
It's
poor
a
girl run off.
competition. Like you gotta be like,
Yeah.
oh, this. Yeah,
And then you
guys have,
talk
like,
about it for like
yeah.
weeks. Like holy shit, you remember when that lady just ran? Like, yeah.
Oh my god.
All right. Do you want to end it?
Yeah. All right. So I'll say the ending.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for.